ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. ನಾನು ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಉಮಾದೇವಿ ಸಿ ಜಡ್ ರಾಮಕುಂಟಿ, ಸರ್ಕಾರಿ ಪ್ರಥಮ ದರ್ಜೆ ಕಾಲೇಜು ರಾಜನಗರ ಹುಬ್ಬಳ್ಳಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರಾಣಿಶಾಸ್ತ್ರ ವಿಭಾಗದ ಸಹಾಯಕ ಪ್ರಾಧ್ಯಾಪಕಿಯಾಗಿ ಕಾರ್ಯನಿರ್ವಹಿಸುತ್ತಿದ್ದು, ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ವಿಶ್ವವಿದ್ಯಾಲಯದ ಪಠ್ಯಕ್ರಮದಂತೆ BSc 6ನೇ ಸೆಮಿಸ್ಟರ್ CBZ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳಿಗೆ ಪೇಪರ್ 2 ಜೆನೆಟಿಕ್ಸ್ದಲ್ಲಿ 5ನೇ ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ ಸೆಕ್ಸ್ ಡಿಟರ್ಮಿನೇಷನ್ ವಿಷಯದ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನಾನು ಇವತ್ತು ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳಿಗಾಗಿ ತಿಳಿಸಿಕೊಡುತ್ತಿದ್ದು, ಹಾಗೆಯೇ ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ವಿಶ್ವವಿದ್ಯಾಲಯದ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳಿಗೂ ಸಹಿತ ಸೆಕ್ಸ್ ಡಿಟರ್ಮಿನೇಷನ್ ಟಾಪಿಕ್ ಇರಬಹುದು. ಆ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳಿಗೂ ಅನ್ವಯಿಸುವಂತೆ ತಿಳಿಸುವ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ. ಡೆಫಿನೇಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಸೆಕ್ಸ್ ಡಿಟರ್ಮಿನೇಷನ್. ದ ಸೆಕ್ಸ್ ರೆಫರ್ಸ್ ಟು ದಿ ಸೆಕ್ಷುವಲ್ ಫಿನೋಟೈಪ್ಸ್. There are two types of the sexual phenotypes in almost all the eukaryotes, that is male and female. Egg producing organisms are known as the females and sperm producing organisms are known as the males. Sexual reproduction definition: it is the formation of offspring that are genetically distinct from their parents, and both the parents contribute genes to their offsprings. In some of the species, both the sexes are present in a same individual. It is known as the hermaphrodites. The mechanism by which sex is established is known as the sex determination. The various mechanisms are involved in the sex determination of the different organisms. There are 4 types. First one is the chromosomal sex determination mechanism, and second one is the genic balance theory of sex determination, and third one is the hormonal system of sex determination, and fourth one is the environmental sex determination. Mechanism of sex determination. The first one is the chromosomal theory of sex determination. It states that the genes are located on the chromosomes, which serves as the vehicle for segregation, gene segregation in meiosis. In majority of the animals have 2 types of the sex chromosomes. Those are represented by the X and Y. So these are called sex chromosomes or the allosomes, and the rest of the non-sex chromosomes are known as the autosomes or the somatic chromosomes. So here the types of the mechanism of sex determination. The first one is the XX and XY type of sex determination, and second one is the XX and X0 types. In the first one, XX and XY type, the females have 2 chromosomes, that is X and X, and males have 1 X and small Y chromosomes. It was first studied in the bugs Leis by the scientist Wilson and Stevens. So again, XX and XY type is divided into 2 types. Female is the homogametic and male is the heterogametic. Second one is the female is the heterogametic and male is the homogametic. So the first one, female is the homogametic, that produces the same type of X, whereas male is the heterogametic, produces the 2 different types of the sperms. In that 50% of the sperms have the X sex chromosomes, and 50% of the sperms have the small Y chromosomes. The examples of XX and XY type: almost all the mammals, including man, reptiles, Drosophila, and certain insects. In Drosophila, the total number of the chromosomes are 8. Out of that, 6 chromosomes are autosomes, and whereas 2 other chromosomes are known as the sex chromosomes or the allosomes. Those are represented by the X and Y. So here male Drosophila is having the 6 autosomes plus XY, whereas female is 6 autosomes and X and X chromosome. Mechanism of sex determination in man is also XX and XY type. I have to explain in the chart. In case of man, total number of chromosomes is in 23 pairs or 46 chromosomes. Out of that, 44 are the autosomes and 2 are the allosomes or the sex chromosomes. The male individual is having the 44 autosomes and heterogametic condition of the sex chromosome, that is X and Y. Whereas female individual is having the 44 autosomes and homogametic condition of the X and X type of sex chromosomes. Male and female at the time of reproduction, the sperms are produced by the male by the process of the spermatogenesis, and egg or the ova is produced by the female by the process of the oogenesis. While the fertilization occurs, the egg of the X is fertilized with the sperm of the X. X and X, that is known as the female organism, or offspring, or what we call it as a daughter, occurs. Whereas X of the egg, X chromosome of the egg is fertilized with the Y chromosome of the sperm. XY occurs, that is the male individual, what we call it as a son occurs. This type of mechanism is known as the XX and XY type in case of man. In the first one, XX and XY type of sex determination, that is a female is a homogametic and male is the heterogametic, already discussed. Now the second type in the XX and XY type of sex determination is female heterogametic and male is the homogametic. Female having the two types of sex chromosomes, that is X and Y, and male is having the same type of sperms, that is X and X. In case of fowls, other birds, some fishes, amphibians, moths and butterflies are having the female heterogametic and male is the homogametic. Whereas vice versa of the first one, here X are two types of the sex chromosomes, X and Y, whereas sperms are same type. It is the XX and XY type of sex determination. So in the chromosomal theory of sex determination, second one is the XX and X0 type. In squash bugs, it was observed that males have the 21 chromosomes, but females have 22 chromosomes. One chromosome is missing. X are same type carrying the X chromosomes, whereas sperms carrying the two types of chromosomes. 50% of the sperms is having the 10 chromosomes and 50% of the sperms carrying the 11 chromosomes. That we are discussed in the chart. In case of squash bugs, XX and X0 type of sex determination, as already told, male is having the 21 chromosomes and female is having the 22 chromosomes. Out of that female 22, 10 pairs of autosomes and homogametic condition, that is XX allosomes, whereas in the males 21 chromosomes, the 50% of the sperms carry the 10 autosomes and X chromosome, and 50% of the sperm carry the 10 autosomes and 0 allosomes. That means male is having the 50% 10 plus X and 50% 10 plus 0, totally 21 chromosomes. Whereas females 10 pairs of autosomes, 1 pair of allosomes, 22 chromosomes, and same type of the X are produced, 10 plus X and 10 plus X. At the time of fertilization, the egg fertilized with the sperm. Here egg is having the 10 plus X and sperm is also having the 10 plus X, 20 autosomes plus XX. That is mechanism of sex determination. Second type is the genic balance theory of sex determination. Patterson discovered that in Drosophila, Y chromosome plays no significant role in sex determination. The ratio between the X and the autosomes govern the development of the male or female sex. Whereas first in the chromosomal theory of sex determination, Y chromosome play important role in the determination of the male, but in the genic balance system of sex determination, Y chromosome does not play any important role. Only the autosomes and X chromosomes govern the sex development, that is male and female. Single dose of the X chromosome produces male, whereas the double, that is X and X, two X chromosomes produce a female. Bridges, the scientist, worked out the ratio theory of sex determination in Drosophila. According to this theory, the ratio of X chromosome to the autosomes is determining the factors of sex. In Drosophila, X chromosome carries more genes that shift the development towards the femaleness, and autosomes possess the genes which incline the development towards the maleness. Therefore, the declining factor is the ratio between the number of X chromosome and autosomes. Sex index is equal to number of sex chromosomes, that is X, divided by number of sets of the autosomes. For a normal female, sex index is 1. For a normal male, sex index is 0.5. A sex index between the 0.5 and 1 is the intersex. If the sex index is above 1, it is super female, and below 0.5, it is a super male. Genic balance theory of sex determination depend on the ratio of X and set of autosomes. In case of super females occurs by the ratio of the 3X and 2 sets of autosomes, the sex index 1.5 that forms the super females. Whereas 4X chromosomes, a ratio of the 4 set of autosomes that forms the sex index 1, and 3X divided by 3 set of autosomes that also forms the sex index 1, and 2 X chromosomes and 2 autosomes that also forms the sex index of 1, all forms the normal females. If the sex index is 1, those individuals are normal females. The sex index is 1.5 forms the super females, and the sex index is 0.66 or 0.75 forms the intersex individuals. Whereas normal male and super male, the sex index is 0.5 and 0.033. Depend on the ratio of the X and set of the autosomes forms the individuals of the super female, normal female, intersex, normal male, and super male. The index is below the 1 that forms the intersex, normal male, and super male, whereas the sex index is above the 1 forms the super female. If the sex index is 1, that forms the normal female.